Before the sun rises, the outside has not yet chosen its color. It paused, catching its breath on the glass. A trace of night's warmth still lingers. At an hour no one called for, the light by the window turns on first. Like clothes left behind from yesterday, the day remains quietly, and in front of that light I set down nameless thoughts for a while. There are few footprints on the street. The snow has not yet decided whether to come or not. It's somewhere in between. The light without reason brightens the space it belongs to. It's not trying to become warm. There's no need to call it loneliness. It just feels like before the darkness steps away, something needs to be there first. The first light at the window, waiting for no one, calling no one, stays right where it is, silently illuminating the line between night and morning. Water left lukewarm in a cup, dust resting on the window frame. Things I should do and things that can wait carry the same weight. And look at me for a moment. Not every beginning needs to hold meaning. The light doesn't say this, but by staying on, it leaves the thought behind. This small light by the window, as if it's alright not to decide the direction of the day, simply brightens the present and does not try to hold on to what will pass. The light is still on, morning has not yet arrived. I stand by the window for a while and choose to leave what remains lit, just as it is. The sky lowers itself, staying after swallowing its words. The air, as if about to release something, pauses for a moment. The street before snowfall is where sounds fade first. Cars slow down, people adjust their scarves for no particular reason, even though nothing has fallen yet. Store lights spread across the ground on a road still dry. Only light begins to pile up when the snow comes. Everyone knows this street will look different, but no one says it out loud. Instead of saying we are waiting, we choose to say we are passing through hesitation, like a hand in a pocket is hidden naturally. This street before snowfall still looks the same, yet already we pass one another with faces slightly changed, as if nothing has happened. The traffic lights are ordinary, time keeps doing its job. Only the feeling under our feet has grown a little sharper. Today's that kind of day. Somewhere the snow may have already begun, but on this street it has not arrived yet. Not every change arrives with sound. This street has known that for a very long time. On this street before snowfall, we do not stop. We do not call for what is about to come. We simply pass through the state we are in. The snow will come soon, this road will be covered again. But for now, with nothing yet falling, it is simply catching its breath. Even before the sun begins to tilt, the shadows stretch ahead. Time pretending there is still plenty slowly turns its back. In afternoons when steps grow slower, there is no particular reason, nothing to be late for, nothing that needs rushing. The body lowers its pace first. Standing at a crosswalk, waiting for the signal, my head fills with stories already finished and thoughts not yet begun, overlapping quietly. The feeling of having missed something and the thought of missing nothing at all stand in the same place, looking at me for a moment. In this afternoon of slower steps, I don't stop on purpose. I pass through this time at a reduced pace, as if passing by, as if staying. A face reflected on a cafe window, the light inside the glass, the line between inside and outside blurs for a while. The afternoon postpones what it has to say. The noise of the street remains the same, only the speed at which it reaches me has changed slightly. Being slow doesn't necessarily The wind had already finished preparing to pass through. The winter wind that passed without words asked for nothing. It did not make me raise my collar, nor did it stop my steps. It simply existed, then disappeared. The trees along the street did not acknowledge it. Not a single sign made a sound. It seemed the wind chose to leave no trace behind. Just because nothing was said doesn't mean nothing happened. That truth is something we usually realize later. The winter wind that passed without words could not be held, could not be called back. Yet where it passed, a very thin change in temperature remained. The air touching the back of my hand, a scent that brushed by. Even after they fade, the body remembers the direction they came from, because nothing was said. Some things stay longer. Not every form of comfort needs to take shape. The wind in its own way passes through only once. This wind that passed without words left no meaning behind, only sensation quietly moving through this moment as it was. The street has returned to itself, but in slightly changed air. I realize a bit late that something has just passed through. The curtains are not fully closed. The light does not insist on entering. Within the space between them, the night remains quietly. The light seeping through the curtains does not change the room. the position of the furniture. Yesterday's air all stay as they are. It simply loosens the edges of the dark. The light drifting in from the street carries no special expression. Not because it's the end of the year, not because it's Christmas. It feels more like a sign that someone's day has not ended yet. Even without the excitement of before, there are nights when we don't turn the lights off too early. Days when the reason doesn't need explaining. This light seeping through the curtains calls for no one, makes no promises. Yet in this winter, in the city, it quietly illuminates a small warmth still remaining. Decorations outside the window, sharp lights turned on a little late, footsteps on the way home. Everyone slightly loosened, bringing the day to a close. The light says nothing. The night asks nothing. Between the two, time pauses for a moment to bless someone. Does not always mean calling their name. This light seems to have known that for a very long time. Under this light seeping through the curtains, we keep our own nights without a word toward one another, sharing a time a little less cold. The light remains, the night deepens slowly, even in the city, in this winter, as if to say, there are still things passed along in silence that have not disappeared. Yet nothing has begun. The streetlights remain where they are. People holding back their words scatter at their own pace. In an evening not yet a festival, the city loosens slightly. Too early to call it anticipation, too empty to call it ordinary. A time somewhere in between everyone, standing near that boundary. A table without plans, thoughts left unarranged, words not brought out, layer upon layer. Collect in the evening air, faces that seem to say, it's if today isn't made special. Just because we are not rushing doesn't mean something has been missed. This evening, quietly speaks that thought. In this evening, not yet a festival, there is no applause, no songs, no names to be called. Yet the day, in its own way, has arrived safely to this point. Room seen beyond the windows, lights turned on and lights turned off, each carrying its own circumstances, placed side by side. The city does not ask about one another's evenings. Time pauses, its movement forward, and gently leans its weight between today and tomorrow. Just because joy has not arrived yet doesn't mean this time is empty. The evening leaves the truth behind without any proof. In an evening sufficient, even without a festival, we set the day down as it is, without proving anything at all. The lights are not excessive, the night does not hurry, it is not yet a festival, but with the time already past, the evening carries its share of weight and quietly remains here. I thought the way home was always the same, but tonight something felt different. A light turned on above a shop that's usually dark. Someone still wearing a face that hadn't folded the day away. My reflection in the window looked a little slower than yesterday, so I steadied my breath and tucked my hands deeper into my coat pockets. The street is usually indifferent, but when one more light comes on, the way feels a little less lonely, even though no one said a word. A chair someone left behind, the scent of coffee just beginning to cool, scenes that have nothing to do with me. Yet tonight I couldn't walk past them. Nothing really changed, there was no great reason, but I wanted to rush through this night a little less. One more light on the street, and somehow that was enough. I didn't become any brighter, it just felt like the darkness stepped back a little, as if the night was telling me it was okay. toward their own homes at their own pace. And I stood still for a moment, watching this light, knowing it would eventually go out. The fact that it was on right now held my heart in place for reasons I couldn't explain. Too small to call it hope, too cool to name it comfort, yet enough to get through today. One more light on the street, a night where the walk home slowed down without promising tomorrow. I could still pass through this moment until every light goes out. I think I can keep walking this way, like that one more light on the street inside me too. Something very small remained quietly switched on. So I walked with my hands in my coat pockets. The cold air felt deeper than I expected, and I trusted the warmth left in my palms a bit more. I hunched my shoulders without thinking, kept my eyes on the tips of my shoes. This posture felt like the most accurate description of me today. There's nothing special in my pockets, a receipt, a few coins. Still I don't take my hands out, not because I might need someone, but because of this subtle temperature I don't want to explain to anyone. That's why I keep walking. I decided not to stop, not to hurry out of this pace. Feels just right for now. Walking with my hands in my coat pockets. My thoughts grow fewer before the words I should say. The air reaches me first, and my body tells me this posture alone is enough to get through today. Under the streetlight, a shadow forms across my hands. Each time it fades, I move one step forward. There's no special destination, no feeling I need to arrive at, but the simple fact that I'm walking holds this night together. Without trying to warm up, without holding on, just to avoid the cold. Even with my hands hidden like this, the night passes. While I walked with my hands in my coat pockets, the world didn't rush me. A posture that needs no explanation stood in for me today. Maybe Maybe someday I'll take my hands out, but for now, with the warmth left in my pockets, I just want to keep walking quietly. It wasn't a different kind of day, yet the evening folded itself too quickly. The lights outside the window seemed to hurry back to where they belonged. There were still words left unsaid, thoughts not fully arranged, but time didn't ask, it simply moved on to the next scene. I left the cooling cup of tea untouched and postponed my sigh on purpose, telling myself that this much incompleteness wouldn't ruin the day. An evening feeling shorter didn't mean there was less to do. It meant the space where I could linger had quietly grown smaller, without holding on, without running away. I tried to understand the attitude of this passing hour on a day when the evening felt slightly shorter. Before regret arrived, a gentle kind of surrender came first. I didn't have to finish everything. The thought that this could be enough for today followed me quietly. Darkness settled over the city earlier than expected, and I didn't bother slowing it down because of the shortened evening. It wasn't that night began sooner. It felt more like my heart had already finished the day. I could have held on longer, I could have pushed a bit more, but today I didn't need to. Already knew this kind of ending would make tomorrow feel lighter. On a day when the evening felt slightly shorter, without rushing, the day passed on its own, leaving behind a quiet acceptance. Without blaming the longer night, without mourning the shorter evening, I chose to receive this moment exactly as it was, because the evening grew shorter today, left a little less behind. There was nothing I needed to buy, no reason to go inside. Stand in front of the shop door, I stayed still for a moment. Before the items on display, the warmth beyond the glass reached me first. The world behind the closed door felt strangely close, not distant. It was a moment I could have passed by, yet it felt like taking out a little extra time. My hand stayed in my coat pockets, my breath faintly marked the window. Suddenly, where I was headed mattered less than why I stopped. With nothing to choose, nothing to decide, the simple act of standing was quietly persuading me. Stopped in front of a shop without choosing anything. I realized I could stay long enough without going inside, without turning away. Right here felt acceptable, without touching the door handle. I looked through the glass once more and gently took in the light inside. It felt possible to pass through the knife without owning anything. Sometimes a small pause rearranges an entire day. Today, I decided not to deny that. Stopped in front of the shop, nothing was changed, yet inside me the night had already passed once. Without opening the door, without rushing my steps, I began to walk again. That brief pause had already made today complete. It wasn't a place with good heating. No one spoke to me. Yet somehow my heart loosened first. My fingertips were still cold, but my thoughts began to soften. The change came too quickly to search for a reason. It could have been someone's kindness or a meaningless scene, but for that moment I chose not to separate the two. Among cold things, there is an order to warm it. didn't need to find another place. Didn't need to think of anyone. It felt alright to head home now. My bag was light, my hands were empty. There was no reason left to hold this day any longer. Not too late, not in a hurry. The city's noise felt slightly farther away tonight. I didn't need to prove anything, didn't need to explain. It felt fine to end things here. A night that doesn't feel like stopping, even when you don't go any further. I think there should be days like this. Going home is enough tonight, without any special reason. I wanna let this day go right here, as if nothing happened yet, as if nothing was wasted. The light near my doorway comes to mind. I picture myself opening the door. Tomorrow's story still feels far away tonight. This is enough. Going back is different from giving up. I think I understand it a little tonight. Going home is enough tonight still. This day passed through me. When the door opens, nothing special will be there. And that's why this night feels safe tonight. Going home is enough. Didn't turn the light off. Outside it had already grown dark, but the room still looked like afternoon. With the curtains only half drawn, I sat at the edge of the sofa, took a sip of lukewarm water left in the cup. My phone lay face down, unread messages left where they were, in a room with the lights on. Time refused to hurry, as if day and night were watching each other carefully. The small kitchen light came on first. The hallway bulb stayed in the dark, as if it wasn't needed yet. I dragged my slippers closer to the window. Down the street lights appeared one by one. People were heading home, but no one looked like they had finished the day yet. If I turned the lights off, it felt like the day would end. So I left them on. Under the lights, even my thoughts walk more slowly. With the lights still on, night arrived. No one asked anything, no one rushed. I stayed as I was. The night came in the same way, like an unplanned visit. I'd heard many times played. I didn't sing along, knowing the lyrics felt slightly bothersome tonight. On the table, one unwashed plate remained, proof that today had happened, and I didn't mind it. Under the lights, night lowered its voice and slowly took its seat. Someday I'll turn the lights off and greet the night properly, but tonight it felt okay to let it come in lit. I knew not every night belongs entirely to the dark. With the lights still on, night arrived and I didn't bother naming it. I didn't need to explain what kind of day it was. Night had already come this far. I stood by the window without turning the lights off. Night quietly sat beside the glow. That was enough. As I stepped out the door, the height of the stairs spoke first. I didn't answer. My feet went down on their own. The cracks in the pavement felt strangely regular tonight. Left foot, right foot, I didn't have to count. Each time I passed under a street light, my shadow stretched and shrank. I adjusted my steps a little slower, a little faster. I wasn't wearing earphones, but the street had its sounds. The breath of a bus pulling away, the bell of a cafe door closing, the brief wait as the signal changed. I stopped, then walked again. Somewhere in between, a rhythm began to flow. My head tried to organize the day, but my feet were already moving forward before I realized it. My body knew the evening first. My feet remember the rhythm without being taught they move that way. I followed along as I walked. The rhythm had already passed through me. At the crosswalk I stepped forward for no reason. The light wasn't ready yet. Waiting was part of the rhythm too, reflected in a shop window. My steps look slightly loose, and I like that. Each time my feet tap the ground, the city nodded softly. Someday there will be music I'll have to stop and listen to, but tonight walking alone was enough. I knew steps continued. Night walked beside me at the same pace. When I turned toward home, my feet didn't hesitate. The rhythm had already memorized the way. Face reflected in the window looked softer than I expected. I didn't look for a reason, it felt like the night was smiling first. Sitting by the bus window, each billboard I passed lifted the corner of my mouth. Sentences I didn't really read seemed oddly cute tonight. Picked up my phone and put it back down. Unread conversations didn't make me feel guilty. The music playing in the cafe wasn't worth focusing on, and that was exactly why it worked. The sound of cups being moved, chairs scraping the floor, all felt like practice for smiling. Someone laughed out loud, I didn't turn to look. Laughter didn't need to be shared tonight. I didn't smile because I felt good. I realized I felt okay only after I smiled. That order didn't feel strange. Smiles came easier tonight without trying to brighten anything. They just appeared. A smile that didn't disappear, even without explanation, rested lightly on my shoulder. Waiting at the crosswalk, I tapped a small rhythm with my toes. No one was watching, and even if they were, it didn't matter. The version of me in the glass looked a little loose, so I left it that way. Tonight wasn't a night that needed fixing. The smile didn't burst out, it stayed quietly by my side. I won't be able to smile like this every night, but that thought didn't ruin this one. Maybe smiling more easily doesn't mean being happier. It might just mean letting my guard down. Smiles came a little easier, and I didn't try to hold on to them. When I stopped worrying they might disappear, they stayed a little longer. Smiles came a little easier, and I didn't try to hold on to them. When I stopped worrying they might disappear, they stayed a little longer. As I got closer to home, the smiles grew quieter. They didn't vanish like something tucked into a pocket. They followed silently. kept my lips closed, but a sound slipped out too small to be called a song. It felt like the wind started it first. Before the light turned green, I stepped forward a beat early, not because I was rushing, my body just knew. With my lips shut, only a soft hum escaped, a melody I couldn't remember where I'd heard. My earphones stayed in my bag, I didn't feel like taking them out tonight. The street sounded better, tires brushing wet asphalt, the low breath of a bus door closing between those sounds. My humming slipped in quietly. The notes weren't exact, the rhythm wavered a little, but it never felt wrong. On the road, there was no reason to be perfect. Hummed a melody on the road, not for anyone to hear, not planning to finish it, just keeping pace with my steps. Passing a convenience store, the shape of my mouth in the glass looked a little funny. I stopped for a moment, swallowed the sound, but the melody moved down to my feet and kept going. The street didn't say a word, and I like that. Someday there will be songs I'll sing properly, but tonight this was enough. Even unfinished, a melody can do its job. The melody I hummed on the road disappeared without a name, but my steps that night became a little lighter. As I got closer to home, the humming faded and stopped at the door. I left the melody out on the street that felt just fine. Rain before snow laid itself on the asphalt. A thin chill quietly settled on top. The sound grew smaller, but the flow didn't stop. I pulled the brim of my hat lower, exhaled until my nose stung. Inside my gloves I flexed my fingers, a brief friction sound rang out. At the bus stop, Wet footprints lined up. Someone brushed off their shoulders and laughed. Someone else stood with their head lowered. No one sees the exact moment rain turns into snow. You only hear the change, tap, tick, the rhythm hitting the ground breaks more softly. I didn't hear it with my ears, my feet noticed first. Winter doesn't erase sound, it changes the speed. It slows what used to rush and lets it continue. Even in winter, music still flows with fewer sounds, but it doesn't stop. Like rain seeping between falling snow, the rhythm finds another path. I stopped briefly in front of a convenience store when the automatic door opened. Warm air arrived a beat late, while a cup of coffee warmed my palms outside. The snow grew heavier, I didn't step out, and the music moved quietly between inside and out. Footprints on the snow were disappearing, each at its own pace. They say winter makes everything stop, but tonight I learned that isn't entirely true. A melody doesn't freeze, it changes shape and keeps flowing. Even in winter, music flows and I don't try to hold it. Letting it pass is also a kind of performance. Snow gathered on my shoes, I shook my foot once. In the brief sound it made, the music was still going. My feet smiled first, I left the words behind. I realized my pockets were empty. Only then, not because I lost something, I just didn't bring it. The strap on my shoulder felt a little looser. My eyes faced forward, my thoughts didn't bother following. On pavement lightly dusted with snow, my feet slid into a rhythm, a pace that didn't need caution, a night that wouldn't make me fall. Under a streetlight I let out a hum for no reason. The closer I got to home, the less I felt the need to hurry. Being lighter meant I didn't have to rush. The way back home felt lighter, lighter. Not because I gained something, but because I was already light. Someone carrying a convenience store bag, two people waving hello each night, passing at its its own speed. I move between them, just passing through the humming, walking quietly beside my steps. It's okay, it's okay. Without thinking about tomorrow, without settling today, the road was already leaning toward home. Lightness wasn't a decision, it was a state. The way back home felt lighter, lighter. Without saying it, without repeating it, my body already knew. At the door, the humming stopped while I searched for my key. Silence was enough. The way back home had already been light. Tried not to look up on purpose. Some kitchens were too bright, some lights barely breathed behind curtains. Same night, yet everyone seemed to turn on a different hour. One window hummed with a washing machine, another leaked the sound of a television. A shadow of a child running, a shadow of someone alone at the table passing by. I wonder where my own light might be. Whose day lasted longer, whose evening cooled first, as if it didn't matter. The lights blinked at their own pace. Different lights in every window tonight, even without sharing the same story. The street quietly stays connected, and I walk right through it. Different lights in every window tonight, faces that don't need to resemble each other. The night slowly becomes whole. Some windows were still evening, others already felt like tomorrow. Reasons for leaving lights on, reasons for not turning them off without asking. They were enough for each other. Suddenly, I thought of the light I left on. From afar, it might look like a very small dot, that felt enough to end the explanation for today. Different lights in every window tonight, homes breathing in different rhythms. Even if the night isn't special, I like this road. Different lights in every window tonight, between lights that never overlap. My steps blend in naturally. Lights don't speak and the night doesn't ask. With the warmth left in each window, today is enough. The light at the bus stop turned on first. The schedule looked as vague as ever. I counted the minutes left. I counted the minutes left, then somehow forgot the numbers. The end of my scarf moved with the wind. The shadow at my feet refused to leave its place. I typed a message, then erased it. Today there were strangely many words that didn't need to be sent. The sound of a shop door opening and closing, the way automatic doors never remember faces. Between those moments, I simply stood there, waiting usually prepares itself to grow longer. But tonight it loosened first without me doing anything. Time seemed to pass right through me. The waiting didn't feel long enough to forget what I was waiting for. The arrival hadn't come yet, but my heart had already moved ahead. The waiting didn't feel long, not because the clock slowed down, but because my breathing became a little more relaxed. The person beside me placed their phone face down, resting their hands quietly on their knees. Without knowing each other, we shared the same air, and somehow the line felt shorter because of that. Suddenly, I didn't imagine the end of the waiting. No plans for what to do upon arrival. No words prepared if it never came. Just standing there, the time itself felt strangely comfortable tonight. The waiting didn't feel long, thanks to small passing sounds. Even if the bus never came, the evening had already begun. The waiting didn't feel long, not directed at someone else, but a moment loosening around myself. felt louder than expected, and I didn't bother to soften it. Before words were spoken, there were already too many things I understood. Tonight, without facing the same direction, without walking at the same pace, we somehow stayed at a similar temperature. By not meeting eyes, I learned a quiet way of caring for someone. There are moments when silence becomes more precise than the time spent choosing words. Explanations arrive late. Silence gets there first. Things shared without words, without nada, they remain as if they've already passed through. Things shared without words, without holding on, they gently settle into each other's place. Without pulling chairs closer, space formed on its own. Without closing the door, the air somehow felt arranged. What we shared was less a conversation and more the trace of staying in the same time. Suddenly, I remembered moments that needed no words, no laughter, no lifted gaze. Yet the expression of that day remains clear. Things shared without words. When hearts move in directions beyond sound, we understand each other. Things shared without words, by leaving them unsaid till the end, they somehow became more exact. Even when words disappear, some things remain tonight. That is enough. I reached for the switch, then stopped, my hand went there, then came back without a reason. Dust showed under the light, and I didn't have the energy to wipe it away. Tonight was that kind of night. The water left in the cup had gone cold. The window was half open. I didn't check whether the wind came in or went out. Sometimes not checking feels easier. I'm still not sure. still if the room looks a little less empty. I thought just for a moment that might be enough tonight. Tonight I left the light on for no clear reason, waiting and deciding we'll both postpone. Tonight I left the light on because there seem to be thoughts that only appear under a light. A night where it's okay not to call it finished yet. So tonight I stay a little longer with the light on. Step forward a beat later than usual. Someone stayed on a call. Someone adjusted their bag again. Inside a cafe window, hands wiping glasses paused, then moved again. Orders were called a little late on the rush to answer. Strangely, it didn't feel uncomfortable. There are moments when not hurrying doesn't cause any trouble. They arrive without warning. A time when everyone slowed down, lagging behind, lowering the pace together, looking in the same direction. A time when everyone slowed down. There was no special reason. It was simply moving that way. A taxi driver turned the radio down. A delayed bike shut off its engine at the light. Someone holding a child's hand stopped for a moment, and in that pause, evening found its place. Didn't feel made by anyone, more like everyone gave a little without saying it. Moving soundward felt more natural tonight. A time when everyone slowed down, not because work was done or plans were cancelled, but because breathing took longer. A time when everyone slowed down, knowing it wasn't just me somehow made it easier. didn't expect this moment to last. I only noticed that it was passing. And for tonight, that was enough. I sat down for a moment without clearing dinner away. Outside the window, one more car passed by, and the water on the sink kept drying and not saying the day was over. Felt a bit early tonight. I thought turning the light off might make things feel neat, but it wasn't necessary. The newspaper was folded halfway, receipts crumpled in my pocket. I didn't fix any of it, and nothing went wrong. The word end usually asks order, but tonight, leaving things as they were felt more natural. The day ended with the lights on. There were still sounds around, and I couldn't find a reason to turn them off. The day ended with the lights on, not because it was bright, but because I wanted to leave it that way. No messages came, and that felt easier. My reflection in the window looked a little blurred, but I didn't check. Some nights don't need checking. If today went well, I didn't check whether tomorrow was ready. I only knew that time hadn't stopped under the light. The day ended with the lights on, even without saying everything. The room stayed with an okay expression. The day ended with the lights on, as if what was left behind wasn't the whole of today. The light is still on, the day is already past. Between the two, I stand for a moment without saying it's finished.